All right, so we are back with yet another video. I don't even remember what day we're on. We're on Victory, whatever that one is. Might be day 12 or 13 or something like that. Originally, I was going to do Norman Osborn beating the Skrulls, and just kind of didn't like where things are going. And then somehow, I have no idea how I ended up with Thor defeating Absorbing Man. And him just kind of passed out face first in the ground. I've done a few other shots where, like, heroes will take on villains, and then Nick Fury shows up to do the cleanup. I think I've done Iron Man, I've done Spider-Man, I've done a few other, shots where Nick Fury comes to take him away, and this time just for S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, we're using the Cape Killers. It's been a long time since I've used the Cape Killers. The armored Iron Man kind of style S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. They're actually, pulling them out. I got one more, but they are a great, army builder, that's for sure. Just using a church background, this building, some dumpsters, and then kind of throwing some rubble out where Absorbing Man is laying down to cover up his eye, kind of leaving his wrecking ball there. It turned out pretty good, and then I'm using this light here with a kind of a orangish tint to kind of give it a feeling like as if there's a fire on the other side of them or something. Just it kind of adds a little something extra to the picture. Let's go on to the next picture, which I believe is defeat. I believe that's a theme. Let's go to that. All right, so this is our defeat shot. This must be day 14, something like that. Some of you may, recognize this. It's from Siege. One of the greatest eras. I mean, honestly, what I think is the greatest era of comic books is basically Avengers disassembled up to about the end of Siege, and then after Siege, it kind of gets a little blurry on quality. But Avengers disassembled. Eventually left the New Avengers, which led to Dark Reign. There's Secret Invasions in there. Civil War was in there. Just an amazing era of Marvel Comics. And basically, Siege ends. That was the last great big event they had, in my opinion. World War Hulk was actually in there somewhere too. But Siege is basically Norman Osborn, head of the Avengers, head of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is called Hammer, and he decides to invade Asgard, which is actually the castle of Asgard. The whole population of Asgard has moved to New Mexico or Arizona, I can't remember which one. And then he just, as leader of the Avengers and Hammer, decides that they are squatting on American land. They need to be thrown off. And basically, this is where the series ends. Actually, issue 3 ends this way, with Norman Osborn being stripped of the Iron Patriot armor and finding he is wearing Green Goblin makeup underneath his helmet. But he's still, just the crazy Green Goblin that we all know. It was just a really good, basically, like I said, it was a really good run of comics. And this shot is just an ode to that. Issue 4 goes off with the Sentry losing his mind, which is kind of why Sentry's back there with that head on, that different looking head on, kind of looking creepy as heck, because he is about to go nuts and take on the Avengers, and then they got to take him down. That's issue 4. But pretty good, throwing that castle in the background is some kind of Asgardian, building or castle, just having, the Trinity. The Trinity Avengers, that's Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. And then because it's Norman Osborn and Spider-Man was at the very end of that comic, just kind of throwing Peter back there in the background. So, fun, cool shot. Let's do one more and call it a video. All right, guys. So, final shot. We have, this is a day 15. Actually, it's a superhero movie or TV superhero. And I went with Captain America. Besides Luke Skywalker, he's my favorite movie cinematic hero of all time. And I wanted to do something with him, and I had to brainstorm on this one. So basically, I kind of looked at Google Images for a while, and then finally, I don't know how I came up with it, but Captain America at the end of Endgame, he disappears and he returns the stones back to where they go in Mjolnir. And I would just imagine that the last place he went to is to see Peggy. So the Mjolnir, it would have been much cooler for Mjolnir's hammers in his hand, but to me that narratively it wouldn't make any sense. This is definitely the last place he would stop at before. Last place he'd stop at. He'd drop off every other Infinity Stone long before he got here. So you would not have Mjolnir. But yeah. Anyways, just kind of trying to make it look like a office from the 1970s or 60s or whatever time he ended up at. I can't remember when. It must have been the 60s when they went back and got when Hank Pym shows up, when they get the two different stones. They get the cube, and then I forgot what the other one was. Or they had to get the Pym particles. That's what it was. But yeah, God, I really need to rewatch Endgame. But anyways, yeah, just having a desktop here. We have a Shield coffee mug that came with the Mandroids, and then we got a gun laid out, a telephone, and there's a book there that you really can't see. And I actually ended up using animated Peggy Carter for this. But yeah, it turned out really good. I think some people are really going to like this. Personally, if I could wish any MCU movie in existence, I think it'd be pretty rad if you had a complete 2.5-hour movie of Captain America returning the stones and Mjolnir. You'd get more Cap and Mjolnir. You'd get, you'd be back in Asgard. Where else was it? Battle in New York. He had to return 1, no 2, but because did he keep the staff? I don't remember. Like I said, I got to rewatch Endgame. But yeah, it would have just been fun seeing him go back and collect all these, or put all the stones back and stuff. It'd be a pretty cool movie. And then, of course, ending with meeting Peggy Carter, But anyways, let's see here. That head is actually off Captain America from the very first movie. But other than that, I don't think there's much else to say here. The rest of the stuff is from, like, Michael's Craft Store. So, but yeah, otherwise, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Check out the description of the video for my Instagram, Facebook page. And we'll see you at the next video. Bye now.